Daily.
Yeah, what about it? I'm good.
If he's good, we're all good. Everybody's good. Welcome to the
I think we're
elitists.
good.
I think we're good.
Are we good?
Here we are, man. The cup. We're good. We're good, and I'm talking. Don't interrupt me. Ever
Shit.
again.
I don't know. I got swept a few weeks ago, so we'll see.
Welcome. Congratulations, first and foremost, before we get anything under the way, to Brick City for winning the cup last night. They couldn't have done it without him. I'm being serious and sincere when I say that. Brick, congrats, bro. And I guess to the rest of Victoria's Secret, too. And an odd guy, man, boy, he got it done again, didn't he, Sober? Scoring the big game winner, back-to-back seasons, overtime cup wins.
Yeah, what the hell is that all about? Yeah, there's my
it's
attempt
about
of a fucking Canadian accent.
it's about big plays by a big player that does not crack under pressure. And with the draft coming up, people are going to keep that in mind, man. I think Odd Guy is taken very seriously now, from times where you traded him for some guy named Chocolate Dingleberry, and yeah. So yeah. I'm sorry, I got to bring it up, but you traded Odd Guy for a guy named Dingleberry, and
Odd has changed
he's
a
gone
lot since then too. So
what was that guy's name?
something drunker than me.
Arbor berries.
Yeah.
Arbor Berry. Arbor
Yeah,
Dingleberry.
He's an
That's who
actor.
the fuck that was. Good for him. Anyways, we got on the show, man. We got X to the D to the A to the L to the Y. He couldn't make it to his own show, but how we doing, Bob?
Well, the way I see it, you took over my show, so I might as well come on here and take over your show. And now I get to chirp Sober in person, so it works out great. So I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. And first-time captain, no Regretskis, a.k.a. Swift Pup. How are you, Swifty?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for having me.
I mean, the pleasure's all Sober, man. You guys want to jump into this series last night, and I know, Daly, you were out doing the work thing. I'm not sure if you were able to watch the video of the games last night, or if you caught any of that. Regretski's and Sober as well. I saw all three games. First off, did you guys watch the series?
Yeah. I didn't see all the games last night. I watched the first two. I actually didn't get to see game 7. But yeah, man, I mean, HUD Heroes came out and they look good. They were getting after it early. The biggest thing is that they're a very adaptive team, and they really were kind of putting the pressure on ability too. There was a lot of volume. I don't know what the shot totals were, but they made their adjustments, and I think we've talked about it, so sometimes it's nice to not play back-to-back nights in these series. Sometimes it's nice to play on a Sunday or Monday and then not play till Thursday, because you can talk and make adjustments. And it looked like the Heroes did make adjustments, came out, got 2 big wins. And then in Game 7, man, it just had that big game feel. Obviously, 0-0, double OT, and then, Odd Guy bearing. And by the way, we all know who's been promoting Odd Guy for the last, 4 seasons now? I mean, I've known it for a long time. But I'm glad that, Sober didn't know what he had. And then we made him a Mongo tard. But shout out to Odd Guy, man. He grinds every day. He's probably one of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet. He's goofy as fuck, but that's why I love him. And he's a badass at this game. So shout out to him, man, and the rest of the Victoria's Secret squad.
Yeah, they just to elaborate on what you said as far as making the adjustments. I really think Victoria's Secret needs credit as well for the adjustment that they made, which was they allowed only, I think, 11 shots total in Game 7. If I remember correctly, this is just off the top of my head. So that defensive core of the best player in the league, Brick City, and an Odd Guy, that defensive core did the job with Tom. I mean, they did it. I mean, and I know everyone is getting on Brick today, and I'm guilty of it too. But the fact of the matter is, That core held them to 11 shots when they really needed to score a couple goals for B-Crips, who stood on his fucking head. So
Dude.
that's the facts.
Well, how about this, man? Like, going into the series, too, and especially, like, all season long, man, the Hut Heroes were a defensive fucking dynamo. Like, unbelievable. Their trap was impeccable, man. Like, they were just shutting people down. I mean, B-Crips with the shutouts, yeah, but their D-core, man, that team defense that they had was just unbeatable, right, for the most part of the season. And going into the series, like, correct me if I'm wrong here, but everybody was talking about how much of a rush team Victoria's Secret is, how lethal that offense is, and how the Hut Heroes were kind of like the exact opposite. But from what I saw last night, now I didn't see games 1 through 4, I fell asleep. I watched all 3 last night, and dude, it seemed like Victoria's Secret was controlling the play in the Ozone. Like, their cycle was nuts. It seemed like the Heroes were chasing, and how many penalties did they take, man? Like, it was almost like the roles kind of flipped a bit. Like, the Heroes were more of a defensive and possession team, and, like, Victoria's Secret turned that on the flip side, man, and just cycled the shit out of them. Like, the Heroes had no lanes in the offensive zone. Like, it was shut down. And I don't know if that's Brick. I mean, he is the best player in the league. But seriously, props to VS, man.
Well,
here's
can we talk
another one too.
a little bit of irony?
Dales, you can, but real quick, before you do that, I wanted to touch on one thing before I forget. How big was moving Viper for OP Jelly? You didn't think that was much of anything.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If you guys watch the Throwdown, which I'm sure you do because it's the longest running episodic show in 239 history. But
all right, have a good night, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Oh my god. Yeah, have a good one.
That the host shows up.
I made a statement, and I said that I felt that OP Jelly was a better fit on that line. Now, obviously, they went up 3-1 with Figo in the lineup. But I really feel that Jelly was a nice complement player. Him and Cosmic played really well together. And, you know, again, Jelly's kind of a guy who's viewed as like a 4th or a 5th round talent. And I don't think in the right system he should be viewed that way. He showed me a lot. He was quick with his passes. He knew where he needed to be. And he ended up playing a really big part in the series. Because you're talking, this is the 2 best teams playing for it all. And there's Jelly in game 5, 6, and 7, and he was noticeable out there. He was making good plays. He was making good passes. You know,
he was a reject at the start of the year.
I mean, yeah, and think about that. Now he is a cup finalist. He was not even drafted. And, you know, this isn't a slight on Viper. I just think that, you know, that Viper's a left wing, and he's a very good complementary, lefty. I get that, but he's a left wing. So for ability, getting a true right winger to replace Figo when Figo couldn't play made sense. That trade made sense. I don't think it was ever personal. It was a deal that made sense. He got a winger who's a complement player and plays well with his top guy, and his top guy was Cosmic Fade. And not to take away from Tom, but Cosmic was his guy. And why not go and get somebody who's going to play good with your top guy? The move made sense. Jelly was super noticeable, and shout out to him, man. He had a good run, and, you know, again, not the points, but he was noticeable out there, which is big. But the irony I want to talk about, how about ability going in against the shutout leader from the regular season and B-Crips, who shut everybody out all year, get shut out in the last game.
Going into that series and playoffs. Yeah.
And he gets shut
He deserved
out
one in game 7 though, man.
And it wasn't
one of the best performances
he was
seen.
phenomenal. He was
nuts.
phenomenal, and I'm not taking away from him. But the irony of the whole thing for that team, it was so ass backwards. Brian touched on it. It's so ass backwards. Like, everybody thinks Victoria's Secret. That's a score. That's a game that usually 99% of the time played to the Hut Heroes' favor, but not in Game 7, not on the biggest stage, not last night, man.
Yeah, I hear you. Esober.
Shout out to hashtag Chunk. Woohoo! I love calling Jelly.
What?
Chunk.
Who?
Chunk.
The fuck?
All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.
All right, see you later.
No.
Wait, hold on.
Ever since that hair thing that got posted up, you know, and on the website, and somebody put OP Jelly on there. I swear to God, that is Chunk's brother. Like,
are you talking Chunk from the Goonies?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen a picture of Jelly. I haven't seen a picture of him, so maybe
I'm gonna make
Jelly.
I'll make Yambag emo, man. I've never seen the Goonies, so I don't know what that means. There you go.
God.
Neither
What's your take on Star Wars, man? Anyone seen Star
Nah,
Wars?
never seen that either.
Nah, I never seen one either.
Me neither.
I never seen Star Wars.
Waste of time. I got 239 to play. You know.
Ugh.
Fuck, man. So, anyways, Sober, did you see it going that way? I wanted to just get your thoughts on that, man. Did you see this thing? I know you picked the Hut Heroes, because so did
Yeah.
I, to win the series.
And it went.
So
it
obviously
went,
you didn't see it going this way, but
and
Most people
went,
did, man.
It went opposite of how I thought it was going to too. But the one thing I noticed, I watched a lot of the first night. The one thing I picked up on the first night, I didn't watch the second night, so I can't tell you the difference. But the first night, I saw a lot of the Hut Heroes when they were trying to enter the zone. There seemed to always be two of them right next to each other. There wasn't very much. How do you say, spreading the ice out at all. So it was like two guys would come down, one guy with the puck, and as soon as they came across the line, they're bombarded. Now there's a 4-person hog pile right there, and the puck was always loose. That
Why
was
is
the one
that?
thing I noticed.
After being the first place team all season, why is that in Game 7 or Game 5, Game 6, or the finals?
Fuck.
well, he was
I
talking
heard-
about the first night. He was talking about the first night. He didn't see
Okay,
the
okay.
last night. They played a lot better. The Hut Heroes did. Like Daly said, they regrouped big time. They got back to playing their game. Unfortunately for them, the victorious Brick Cities, they figured out how to combat that, and it took them a couple
hold on.
games, right? But they did it.
You said Brick
They earned
Cities.
that 3-1 series lead. Yes, yeah, that's.
There's
I
there's
mean,
one.
Victorious
There's
Secret.
only one.
My
but
mistake.
it's not a secret anymore,
mistake.
right?
No, no, it's not. But
looks
listen,
out,
they
man.
did the job. The full unit did the job, and that was the most impressive thing to me, and that's what won them that game in particular. Because if they didn't do the exact job they did, they don't win that game. If the Hut Heroes double up in shots, I guarantee you something's getting through, and that might not even get to OT. So that's the testament to them, and they did it, they earned it.
Ability
he earned
silenced
it,
some
I should
haters
say.
too, man.
Yeah, he sure did.
Like, I mean,
Yep,
come on.
and-
He's been viewed as what, middle of the pack, sometimes
Yeah.
shaky, and
Yeah, for
He
a
proved
couple
himself.
seasons now he has been.
So
And I think
I
this has
saw
been
him-
his best season in goal by far.
I mean, I haven't been here, but I saw him back in XBS when he first was learning how to play goalie, when he first adopted the game, I believe. And night and day, dude. I mean, like, he's still got some kinks. Obviously, goalie's tough, dude. I played it for, I played it for what, 5 years, 6 years?
Yeah.
It's not easy. There's a reason I stopped playing it, and ability has improved an insane amount since when I first saw him play, and he silenced a lot of people in that series, for sure. I mean, look, man, there were doubters coming into the season about the kind of team he was going to draft, and he put together a
Yeah,
winner.
there was. I was one of
Think
them.
about that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. To be fair, though, he had made comments going into the season about not drafting tryhards, and then he ended up with literally a team full of
Brick
tryhards,
City.
which I love. I love it. I love it. But that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're supposed to win. So let's.
No, I agree.
Don't take that any other way other than what it's meant. So let's get on to the draft order, which was done last night live on my show, the Thursday Throwdown.
For that, thanks.
And I did it pretty well, I think. There's already been trades going on, and I can't pretend I know what happened other than one trade. I think Pogs moved up to 7, and then he moved down into the second round. So he's got like 7 and 13. Pogs does. Other than that, I think some other things have happened, but I'm not sure. Order was done, and we were talking about it earlier before we went on the air. Top picks in this draft. I almost can't figure it out. Dales, you got a handle on this thing? Who's the top 5? Who's the top 6,
Oh
7, 8?
man,
Throw it out.
You're asking me that. I mean, so if you were to ask me, I feel right now, I feel that D-Mart is still the number 1, and people are gonna say that I'm biased. But I know what that guy can do, and I've seen what that guy can do, and I think we all can agree he makes everyone around him better. Another guy who I feel has earned his way into the top 5, and that's Tom FTW. That guy, first of all, as a centerman, he plays the 200-foot game. Secondly, he's probably, in my opinion, with maybe the exception of like Pogs, and he's the best face-off guy in the league, in my opinion. I know
Shock might
Luke is
have
up
something to
there.
say about that. But yeah, okay.
I know that, and Shock's great in the dot too, right? But Tom proved, man, he is phenomenal. He just knows all the grips, he knows all the counters, everything like that. He's worked his way into that, and he plays a premium position. Another guy surprised me. I mean, with a season like that, he's also as a rookie, he's coming back. I see some of his friends in the pool, man. So drafting a guy like that, who you know is elite and makes guys around him better, and he's got some buddies in the pool, that's going to help a captain. I see a first-time captain going after a guy like surprise me. Cosmic Fade, obviously, this kid does it every year, man. And there's no doubt in my mind that he's going to be a top guy as well. Sea-Doo, Drug Monkey, Elite D, they're always in the discussion, But the weird thing is that you have some captains who are, or captains who are generally considered to be first-round picks who aren't in the draft this year, and then you have some other guys who are playing new positions like Luka and different things like that. So it kind of does it tweaks with the game a little bit. Moose, a guy like Moose who's always up there, didn't sign up this year. So there's a lot of crazy different variables this year that you got going on with this draft. God, man, it's going to be exciting. I'll tell you what, this is going to be the toughest draft that I've been in. Me and Brian were talking about it earlier, or Regretsky's, and I think this is going to be the toughest draft, man, because it's going to be crazy. And the trades are happening. It's a short off season, which we preach all the time, right? But, we announced captains, Wednesday, Thursday?
Yep.
And the draft is on Monday. And I'll be honest, man, I was so shocked. All the captains pretty much were on board with this. Everybody's fucking just ready, and I love it. So it's going to be exciting, man, but, there's a lot of people deserving to be in the first round, but to pick 5, man, it's really tough for the top 5 are right now. But I'm sure I'll do a mock here sooner rather than later.
All right, well, here's my next question. Guy Stealth Luka D, okay, or Dalai Lama. These guys would probably go in the first round. Is that fair to say going into this year?
Correct.
Okay, well, Dolly's D and goalie only, and I believe Luka's D only. Now, how does that change their draft value? A good player is a good player, okay? Stealth Luka D, he's not going to go play defense and all of a sudden, look like me on D. You know what I'm saying? He probably knows how to play D. Have I ever seen him play it? No, but something tells me he knows how to play it pretty damn well. Having said that, I'm sure there are people that have seen him play it, and if that's the case, what's his value now? Is he still a first rounder or no? Anyone can take that. I don't care who takes that question.
No, because he's new to it here, and there's a lot of new captains, and there's a lot of captains who are playing positions that he's signed up for, and that plays for instance, Tomahawk. I mean, he could draft him as a D, but Dolly preferred, I believe he preferred
it would make
goalie.
sense.
But I think
Dolly?
he's probably off Tom's draft board now, and you got to take those factors into play, man. And this goes to do your homework. New captains, do your homework, get out there and scout. I've played with Dolly at D and goalie. I know what he brings there. I'm not telling you guys that, but I know what he brings to those positions. So you got to get out there. You got to do your homework. Dolly's a great guy. He will scout with anybody. So Luka's the same way, so you got to make sure you talk to those guys, get out there and see, take a look, man. It's important. It's important. Don't assume, because you're going to get burned. So get out there, scout these guys.
If I was captaining Daly, for example, and I had a later first-round pick, and I didn't really know what to do, and Stealth Luka D was sitting there, I'd take him. I would take him and that's not even having seen him play defense. I would do it anyways, because I'm just going to assume that a good player like him can probably do it all. And maybe that's not a good assumption, but some people are left side of the ice only, right? You put them on the right side and they look completely different. Looks like they handed their controller to the O-Dog, So things like that, but I just feel like, I'll bet he can. I just feel like he's one of those guys that's going to be good, and he'll probably be a top defender. I don't know. That's just my assumption. So,
I'm sorry, I got a little carried away with Brick Appreciation Night.
It is Brick Appreciation Night. I don't want everyone to just take this moment and just really just give the guy thanks. Yes.
Does he have an anthem?
I'm sure he does.
I don't know. Does Jersey have a like a state song or a flag or some shit? We could fly it for him.
Is this because we haven't talked about him in like 4 minutes? So it makes sense, right? We gotta get him back in the mix.
I told him straight up.
We
on
were
the
talking
site,
about
today was
Top
his
D.
night. Today it's his night tonight. I told him. This is, by the way, if you're all just tuning in, like you have no idea what the fuck we're doing. Brick was going at it with pretty much anybody that would go at it with him today in the chat box. It was fun, funny, kinda, sometimes not so much, but whatever. Hey man, he's the bad guy, you know. So he's gonna play the part. Don't take it personal. You take it personal, then you know you're not gonna have a good time. But
You should pull up
yeah,
your
man.
chat.
I should. Does that mean I have to go do something? Alright, let's go get a look.
So yeah, that was the thing there.
Yeah.
I got an interesting topic. Have you guys looked at the draft pool at all? Like, obviously it's out, it's released, it's locked. What position do you guys find to be super weak in this draft? Because I know one for sure, but have you guys taken a chance to look specifically what position is kind of slim this season?
Not a lot of centers, man. Am I wrong?
Center's one. Center
I mean-
has some, but you're onto something. There's one more that really stuck out to me.
Oh shit.
No?
Right
D.
Left D?
There's not
Right D?
a lot of right Ds.
Remember daily when there was always a shortage of lefty and there's always plenty of right D, but nobody would play the left side. It seems like over the last like 2 years is flip flopped, where you get a lot more lefties than you do righties.
I couldn't tell you why, but you're right. Like
Yeah.
it seems like right
It's
D
weird.
seems to always be just like that problem area, and I feel like not that like CDU and Drug and myself, like players like that shouldn't go high, but like the righties do go. They go high because I feel like lefty has been more. And again, both those players I just named deserve to go in the top. But you see in the right, they always go before Moose. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and Moose is a lefty, but they always went before Moose. I just feel like right D is that new premium position. There's just not a lot of right Ds in this draft. So that's something I took away when I was doing all my research and looking at it and everything like that.
A
So
lot of guys that can play.
Hey,
but
just
not
to-
a lot of the elite tops.
Yeah. And hey, man, just for Brick City, man, because it is his night after all, I just read that sober. First of all, Brick, I like the chirp, man, but listen, I generate more revenue from fucking 239 Esober Elitist T-shirt sales than you probably generated all season at work. Just keep generating fucking offense from the back end, okay, or whatever it is you're gonna play next week. It's weak. I want to see him play goalie.
is that the chirp?
Goalie. No, his chirp was he's like, "Oh, thanks for the blowies, man. I'm sure the 3 people that are listening will
Can I because this is the Elitist show, right? I would probably never say this on the Throwdown. Can I just say something?
Go for it.
I'm gonna call it right now. I'll call it right now, and I hate to do this. And listen, me and Brick have no qualms, but I'm gonna tell you right now, if Brick ends up on a bad team this season, he will get Rule 1. I'm just gonna say it now. I love Brick,
He'll
but
find
if he
his
ends
way.
up on a bad team, he will get Rule 1. I can tell you. I can tell you right now. And I love the guy. I love him. Him and I, man, no issues. None at all. We were drafted. We played together. Didn't work. It didn't work. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man, if he's not, I mean, abilities out there, Pale's out there, man, but if he ends up on a bad team, I see a Brick City Rule 1 in the future. Love you, Brick,
And listen,
but that's just me.
he's an awesome personality, to be completely frank and honest, and he'll go in there like he did in the chat box today, and he doesn't give a fuck who you are. He will blow up your spot if you give him the in, right? But some of that emo can be real with him. It's what I gather. So I think you might be right, Daly. I hope you're not, because
No,
I'd like to see the
I hate
bad guy
Rule
here
1s, by
just
the
doing
way,
bad
in
guy
case anybody
things.
was wondering.
Yeah.
I hate them. It's literally my least favorite thing. I know we get the Yambag write-ups and we all like laugh and shit, but I actually hate Rule 1s, like I really do. And I hope I'm wrong, but I've seen it, man. Good players, bad teams, it could be deadly. So I hope I'm wrong, but
Not good players, best players.
yes,
It's
the
just
best.
his night, man.
I mean, there's no. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
That's right.
Rude.
Yeah,
So-
man, he was going at Yambek hard today too. That's It was an interesting read. I'll give it that.
Yeah, he was, but I mean, how much of that is legitimate hate? Or how much of that is show?
That's true.
He'll never
That's
tell
true.
you. He'll never tell you. You know, you just got to take it for what it is. It's funny in the moment, and that's what it is.
Right, the rest of the way, we're not
speaking
going to
of-
mention his name one more time.
Well, you do what you want, but it's his night,
Yeah,
and I'm going to make sure
incorrect.
everybody knows it. So, at any rate, Dale's, listen, you're probably up against it, right? You got about,
Yeah, we're
what, 10, 15 roughly left in you?
yes, sir. It's so for all you Jen fans out there, it's her birthday today. So she's turning the big 3-1. So old mom and old dad are going out to get some dinner. We'll catch a movie, hang out, do the bit, and I'll probably smash later if we're being honest. But other than that, I mean, that's what I got planned for the night. So, so yeah, man, that's where I'm at.
She wants another baby, man. That's what I heard. But at any rate,
it's so bad.
yeah.
Work it.
Anyways,
Yeah, she's gonna take advantage of that too.
I know,
Get
man.
you all
Like,
liquored up.
you know, I don't know if you guys know that. I mean, I'm gullible as fuck. I really am. And little things bother me and get to me. So any chat with the handbag is an example of that. But yeah, man, she knows how to pull my strings. So could be dangerous.
It could be. Well, what I'm getting at is, listen, I told you you could have an open forum here tonight.
Oh,
fuck.
fuck.
All right. So I'm going to give you this time now because I know you're up
Wait,
against
hold
it.
on.
And before it gets too late and you won't be able to, I want to give you
All
the
right,
open
man.
forum to say what you got to say because you got something to
I
say.
literally, yeah, no, I have a lot to say. Okay.
Okay. Give me a second.
And here's the thing, I've actually calmed down because
All right,
like,
Sober, hold up.
No,
Sober,
yeah,
Sober,
yeah,
what was that?
We're good.
You good? Okay, go ahead,
Yeah.
Daly. Sorry.
So I mean, I've calmed down because, you know, as most of you know, like I love this shit, like 239, everything like that. I love it, love it. So I want shit to be smooth all the time, like that's what I want. And I know that's not gonna happen, but there's some shit that just drives me absolutely fucking insane because we talk about it, we say it, and yet every season something happens. So of course, you know, we're sitting here, and you guys may or may not know this, as admins, we sit there and we talk all fucking day. We literally do. We conversate, we talk about the league, we talk about anal, we talk about a lot of stupid shit, but we talk. We're in communication basically all day. And here's the thing. So we have been selecting captains for the last couple weeks, and we've had guys locked in, guys that we want, so on and so forth. So I'm on Twitter the other day, and I take to it, and I see a certain somebody say that, oh, well, I only want a captain if you need me, and that person is fucking B Crips, and yeah, it's B Crips. I don't care, man. That's what it is. I was absolutely fucking livid because on that goddamn sign up, what can somebody tell me what specifically it says? It says if you want to captain, say yes. If you do not want to captain, say no. Right? It doesn't say, well, I'll do it if you need to. It says yes or fucking no. So I'm sitting there. We have the captains list all but fucking selected to find out that B Crips, well, I don't really want to do it. Now, anybody who knows me knows I am not in the business of forcing people to captain. I don't like it. I want people who want to captain and are committed to fucking doing it, okay? Like, don't be like, oh, I guess I'll just do. I hate, because guess what? Those captains don't do write-ups. Those captains don't do their stats on fucking time. And it drives me insane. It drives me fucking insane. So you want to do it or you don't, right? Well, B Crips said yes. And then I call him out on Twitter. He's like, well, no. I'm just kidding. I want to do it. No, fuck that shit. I'm telling you what. I'm putting it on the sign-up next year. If you mark yes as a fucking captain, and then you're selected and you say, well, I don't really want to do it, fine. You don't have to captain, but you're also not going to be in the draft list either. I'm done dealing with the bullshit every year. I'm fucking sick of it. It's so fucking annoying. It literally is. It literally grinds my gears, like, to a point.
And
Next.
just I'm going to jump
What?
in.
Yeah,
I'm going
go
to
ahead,
jump in
man.
real quick on this. The reason I think he's so frustrated, ladies and germs, is because the process back there on guys that there's split decisions, okay? Not everyone gets a yes vote from the admins. There's 9 of them back there, okay? So there was a couple of them that were like, okay, 4 said yeah, for sure, and then like 3 said no fucking way. So now there has to be an open discussion on these guys, okay? So they go through all this shit. Well, why? What are your reasons? Well, here are my reasons. This is why I think he should get a shot. This is why I think it won't work, etc. So a lot of time goes into that, and then like I'm not. I think I'm not trying to divulge here, like information, whatever. I think he was kind of one of those split guys. Some guys wanted him, some guys didn't, and a lot went into talking everybody into getting on board and clicking that yes button, and then only to find out it's like, nah, never mind, bro. All that work you just did, all that talking you guys just did, that was, nah, I'm good. So I think that's kind of what set Daly off. Daly, go ahead.
No, I mean, you nail it on the head, and that's going to lead me into this next one. So most people, I don't, like, again, I do a lot of stuff for 239, but nobody's name is really, like, attached to mine. There's a reason for that. I hate having people attached to my name. I hate having people be reflective of me, because, you know, if you fuck up or do something, it pisses me off, because, like I said, I do a lot here, and I don't want people to, oh, well, this guy's with Daly, and this guy's a dick. No, that's why I don't do it. Like, I really try not to affiliate with and it's not to be a dick. It's just, you know, I do a lot of media stuff here, and I captain all the time. Like, I got to kind of keep, like, for me, just a close form. Anyway, the point that I'm getting at is, so I decided this season to put my neck on the line for a captain that literally nobody wanted to at all. Like, and Esso can attest to this. And the player I'm talking about right now is Murph. Murph, fucking 420 stoner, whatever. Murph literally made me almost rage quit 239. I'm not even kidding you. I literally almost quit the league because of fucking Murph. So I've been talking to Murph, myself and Hugh Laurie, who's also been a big advocate of Murph for the last fucking 3 weeks. And I told Murph, and the biggest thing about Murph isn't his play style, isn't his skill set, it's the fact that he is a communication nightmare based on everybody. And we had people telling us, no, Murph, no, we're not doing Murph, we're not doing Murph. And I went to bat for this motherfucker. And I talked to him every day, and he promised me, Daly, I'm going to be active. Daly, I'm going to talk. Daly, I'm going to be on that shit. Daly, I'm going to scout. Daly, I'm going to do my stats on time. Daly, I'm going to do all this shit. You know what? He told me everything I wanted to hear. And as soon as we elect him captain, that motherfucker went ghost for 48 hours straight. I tell you, I literally almost rage quit 239 because of Murph. I can't stand it. Listen, the problem that I have with this is, again, is guys don't understand what's going on behind the scenes. If you can't commit to G-Chat, if you can't commit to doing your stats on time, if you can't commit, then don't captain. Show up and play, and if that's the case, that's the case. Anybody who's been in this fucking league for half a second knows, and especially when you captain, you are in constant contact all the time. Anybody who's on one of my teams, I'm talking to my guys every day. It's important. None of this, oh shit, we didn't know we had a series because our captain didn't tell us. Like, that can't happen. That cannot happen. And so, Murph, I'm going to be on your fucking shit all year. You can ask Shock himself, when Shock was kind of the guy, and I love Shock, but Shock was bad about getting his stats on time. Shock was bad about doing his fucking write-ups and different things like that. I was all over Shock's shit. And it's not because I was trying to be a dick, but it's because I went on a limb for Shock, and I was like, hey, man, like, this is my guy. Let's do it. So, Murph, I'm going to be all over your fucking shit this year. I'm going to be annoying as hell. Please prove me right. And prove Yambag and all the other admins wrong. So that's it, man. That was a rough 2 days for me between B Crips and Murph, man. I was all set. I mean, I literally was. But
So he was
I'm
emo
good
as
now.
fuck. I can.
I mean, it was.
Daily.
Usually Yambag's the one who does that to me. What's that?
I want to ask you with the whole Crips one. I know that shit fucking sucks that you go through all that bullshit. Blah 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 blah. Do you think that had a little of kind of like a Drift King-esque to it, where
Dude, I said it right when it happened.
really wants to play center? So he's like, well, fuck, I better be a
it's
captain.
not that. I think it's the other way. I think you're onto something. It's the other way. I'll tell you right now. I'll just say it. Hey, guess what? If you were up 3-1 in that series, B Crips, you'd fucking captain. But because you were down 3-1, you were being emo, and you didn't want to do it. That's what happened. If you were to ask me right now, he could sit there and say, oh, no, that's not the case. I'm telling you, I've seen it. Dude, I've been doing this a long time. I've been in these leagues a long fucking time. I've seen it. And I'm telling you right now, if HUD Heroes were up 3-1, B Crips would absolutely 100% be captaining right now. I believe that wholeheartedly. And honestly, I usually say, oh, this isn't a call. But no, this is the call person now, because people need to understand, like, this is what happens. Like, it's just, and it's frustrating because there's a lot of work and a lot of time that goes in. And I really think under the circumstances, had that team been up 3-1, B Crips would 100% never said that he'd be captaining right now. That's just my opinion, but I could be wrong. So, whatever. That's me. That's my opinion. It is what it is. But I was pissed, man. I was hot. I was really, really pissed off. So, I'm glad we found out now.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, and just so everybody knows too, not one admin, or actually not one person I've ever heard, let alone admin, has spoken ill about Murph. If you've ever played with Murph or you spent any time with him or whatever, he's a fun guy. Like he's fun in parties when he's got his mic on. He's fun in the G chats. He loves the league. He loves playing. He's a good player. He's better than good. He puts the puck in the net like crazy. Wants to win, but at the same time, he's not gonna. He does things the right way. The only thing that he's ever not done is communicate, and that's a big captain thing. So that was one of the only reason that people were like, no, no, no. Because other than that, he's grade A across the board. You know, so it was just one of those things. So hopefully he's on track now with the G chat and all that shit, and we can move on from that. Daily, we have maybe you for like 5 more minutes, so I wanted to hit this segment real quick. Brand new captain in the party with us. No regretskis. You, very old, crusty captain. What does father have to say to son about captaincy?
Well, I mean, Brian knows about running teams, but 2 through 9 is a different breed, man. It's not a dollar system; it's a snake draft. And he's made some trades already, and I think he gets it. But positioning, I mean, knowing where you're picking, and that's a big thing because I like to lay out my drafts. I mean, SOC my draft stuff that I do, I put a lot of work in. That's just me. But tiering out your guys, knowing who's a possibility, who could be where, different things like that. So positioning of the draft is so huge, and that's something I look at. I took a shot last year, it didn't work out. My positioning was really rough, and there was some guys who fell that I didn't think were gonna fall, but the ultimate mesh didn't work. So that would be the first one. The second thing is timing. The big thing is understanding when you're looking at your team and now the season has started, timing, because it's big. And understanding when, like, hey, shit, we're 2-7, this isn't working. I can't go another series because we have a short season. So timing is such a big thing. Maybe it would have happened organically, but we don't have the luxury of an 82-game season. It's not like the real NHL. You have a very short season. So if 12 games, 9 games hit, and it's not working, it's not personal, man. It's not. Just go. Like, you got to make your moves. Another thing is sometimes, drafting without your heart. That's a big thing. We all have a lot of friends in these leagues, and we all want to play with our friends, but back to positioning, it's got to make sense. You can't take your buddy 3rd overall and not win a cup. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta think about that stuff and hope. And hopefully your friends understand too.
But here's what I don't understand. You took the best player in the league 4th overall as well.
I did, man. I traded the best player in the league. So that goes to show you about my talent evaluation. I'm not good at it. Yeah, so you don't want to play on my team anyway, but positioning, again, the friends thing's so big, especially like as you grow in this league, you make friends naturally. Dude, I'm friends with like fucking everybody in this league for the most part, especially Brick City, like we're best friends. I'm friends with everybody in this league, so it's like I want to draft everybody. Like I do, but I've got 6 spots. I can't draft everybody, so that's something to think about too. And the biggest thing I'll tell you, man, don't tell people you're going to draft them because you don't know what the fuck is going to happen on draft night. You don't know who's going to fall. So don't go and say, hey, man, I'm taking you. If you're there in the 3rd,
Dude.
I've made this mistake 100 times. Don't do that because all you're going to do is get people all emo and butthurt, and you never know. So those are some of my big tips, man. Just, those are them.
Dude, that's the biggest thing in my opinion because, like, how many people signed up? Like 95?
Yeah.
Something like that. How many people are in the pool, right? It's so tough to gauge, man. It's so tough to predict. Like, all these mocks, everyone's different. Like, besides for last year, I mean, I came in last year as a rookie, right? The one consensus that I really saw was Luka at 1. And this year, man, at least the 3-4 that I've seen have just been completely different. Like, it's so tough to judge. It's so tough to guess. You really got to put you got to put yourself in the shoes of that captain, right? Like, what does this captain want? What does this captain need? And that's almost impossible to do because you're not in their head. So, like, dude, I mean, I got my list. I got my sheets. I don't know if what you and I do is similar or not, but, like, I got players in each position that I want, players that I'm eyeing, still a bunch of guys that I got to scout and that I want to see before draft time comes. But it's tough, man. I'm trying to plan it out in my head. I made a few trades. Like, it's all really going to come down to Monday night, man. Like, you're not going to know till Monday night. And it's just, you're going to be on the clock and you're going to have to make a decision.
You need to ask Esso what I do for drafts, because you know we may not win 239 championships, but we win fantasy baseball championships.
Yeah.
Oh shit. How the hell did we get back on that subject? Yeah, and just put it this way too, Swift.
All right, dude. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
Yeah, have a good night, man. Take care.
You just gotta do well as a captain, otherwise you're gonna have Daly up your ass. So unless you want Daly up your ass, just be a good captain at it. All's good.
Really wants to be up my ass.
Oh, I'm annoying as fuck. I'm annoying. I am. No, seriously, because like, dude, like I'm in there all the time. Like, ask Shock, man. I love Shock. Shout out to Shock, man. I was in there all the time. Like, hey, Shock, you can put your fucking stats in or what? I mean, it's tough to do these. Dude, we do a lot of media. We do a lot of shit. Like, that's why I'm on people, man. Like, it's tough for us doing all that. Like, you gotta be on your shit. You gotta be on your shit. So, yeah, man, Brian, that goes for you. You know I love you, man. But if you're not getting it done, old dad's gonna be fury and fire on you. That's just how it is.
Here, listen, you know me. I'm not gonna fuck you guys over.
Hey, I tell you,
I get where you're coming from.
The
sure.
pup stats are gonna be done, man. I already know it. They're gonna be done.
No, the one thing I want to ask Daly too before he leaves. So, are you gonna hand deliver that belt to ability or what?
I mean, realistically, I could. Well, I'm hanging out with his sister tomorrow.
Whoa,
that's the thing.
whoa.
So,
Wait,
yeah,
what?
you didn't hear about that? Yeah, you didn't know?
Taking
Yeah,
your
man.
woman out to dinner tonight, and then you're hanging out with Ability.
Yeah, man. Ability Sister is an XDA. No, Ability Sister is an XDALY fan. So, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, man. So, yeah, like I mean, you know, it's just a thing. So I'll ask Ability.
Daily run
I'll
on
let
the
you ask
groupie
him.
action, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, it's whatever. We all have fans, right? Like, there's
Pictures
esoteric
or it didn't
fans,
happen.
there's sober fans.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what we can do, man. It just depends where the night goes, right? I already got the write-off from the wife. She okayed it, so.
All of a sudden, you wind up at a
Flawless.
bar, you know. Wait, how old is Ability Sister?
You did say you were gullible,
yeah.
man.
I know, no. I mean, I don't think. No, man. This is.
Don't
is
slip
real.
up,
It's
buddy.
real. It's real. It's real, man.
Real
Trust me.
love?
We're saying all this shit, and Ability Sister's like 12.
No,
Yeah,
no,
before
she's-
you go,
no,
man.
she's not.
No,
Yeah.
so that's
You
not
got a
even
new-
funny.
you got a
Sober.
team name?
Pack it up, man.
Oh, my team name? Yeah, no.
You got one?
Yeah, we give 60 as my team name, and
Is it?
my logo. Yeah, man, my
Is it
logo is
picture
gonna
handbag
be
with the face,
awesome.
Just at
Yeah,
Yandbag,
it-
man. Just do it.
It's
Throw the ad sign.
It's
Come
Yambag.
on.
It's Yambag with a face mask on, like the ski
How about
mask.
Xbox record that?
Now,
Oh, that
is
hey,
there
no
any
joke.
chance in hell you draft Yambag this season?
Yeah, dude, I'm like Vince McMahon. Yeah, I'm like Vince McMahon. Okay.
If it's best
Like,
for
there's-
business.
Whatever's best for business, man. Like, listen, it's sober. It didn't work this year. That doesn't mean sober's off my list, man. Like, it doesn't. It's just wherever the draft takes me, whoever I think is gonna fit in. Like, nobody's off limits, man. Like Brick City at pick 12, if he's there, then you guys are stupid
Oh, he
for letting me
can't be
get him at
there.
12, right?
Right?
No, well, he might be, but I'm just saying.
He's the best player. Come on.
Well, yeah, you're right.
He is
He
the
won't,
best
but I'm
player
just
in the draft.
saying, like, people assume, like, oh,
My
Dave would never
age is
draft
getting
Brick
more and
again.
more severe by the minute.
I mean, is that pushing D-Mark down to 1B now?
Yes.
No. Well,
Yep.
I mean, it depends
Yep.
who you ask, right?
I mean, who
doubt.
has more
Yeah,
cups
oh,
in the
by the
last
way-
3 seasons? I think it's
Well, yeah, that's-
Brick. It's his night. It's you know.
By
That's
the
where we're at.
way,
Daily-
shout out to all the all the captains. No one will trade with me, so I'm staying put. I'm not even gonna fuck with trades. I'm not gonna try and move or position or anything.
But you're not going to
So
wind
I'm
up with the
staying at
number
12.
one and then trade it away. And
No, nobody will trade with me. It's the forever. Oh, it's daily, blah blah blah, whatever. So I'm all set. But, anyways, I gotta go, guys. I got dinner to attend to. So, anybody want me to tell Jen anything on the way up or on
Yes.
the way out or what?
Please.
What do you got
Yeah.
for me, man? Alright.
Tell her happy birthday and I love her. That's the
Listen,
best.
man.
That's all I can tell her.
If you're trying to sleep with her, you gotta do a lot better than that.
I am
I
trying to
mean,
sleep with her.
Diggy's got a
for
huge
sure.
pipe, so.
Yeah.
Diggy
yeah,
does?
My boy could
Does he really?
Diggy? Yeah, oh yeah.
Really?
Just massive.
Yeah. It's like Ron Jeremy status, and he looks just like him too, a big fat ass beer gut and shit. Like that's the
He would
curse,
have
right?
a
Of course,
huge-
he's the one. Of course, that right, exactly. He's the one with the fucking 10 inches of dangle and dong, flaccid.
Wait a minute.
You know what I'm
how does that
saying?
even? How does?
How does this show turn into fucking dong talk now? What the fuck?
I don't know.
Listen, man, because Diggy's sort of like a legend. Like, he really is. There's nothing
He
better
is.
than joining an esoteric party and hearing Diggy in the background, "Ah, fuck you!" And you're like, oh, Diggy's playing HUD again, man. Like, you just know. Like, there's nothing better, in my opinion. But
That's pretty
who am I?
Diggy
Or
flashlight
your
pick
boy,
was
or your boy Donnie.
Donnie?
Oh yeah, he's a legend too.
Didn't I tell that story
man.
on the
Yes.
first
You did.
episode of Elitist?
Yep.
It
I
wasn't the
told that,
first,
like,
but it was like a few in. Yeah, you did tell the
Dude,
story.
no,
Yeah.
'cause I thought it was pretty early on I was on that show. But I
Well, the
told
first
Donald
guest of the
Hunter
year was
story.
Chew Therapy. The very first guest we ever had was Chew Therapy. So it wasn't
That's
the
right.
first episode.
And all he could talk about
Okay.
was licking toes. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was
Yeah, he's
into
fucked
that.
up.
Well,
Yeah.
Chew, you know, that's a thing. So anyway, sorry, I'm not trying to hijack.
All right,
the show.
man.
Guys, have a good night. I will see you all later. Peace out. I love you all
Yeah,
sexually.
Thanks for coming on,
And
man.
some-
We'll carry the
yeah.
rest of the load like we usually do. Peace, bud.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know, shout out to Brick, man. It's your night, man. So, you know, good luck. And good luck to everybody. Guys, draft is on Monday. I'm sure we're going to have a pre-draft show, something or other. I've been talking with Cosmic and Cortez. So 239 tonight. Thursday, throw it on Esober Elitist. I'm sure we're going to do some sort of, like, big old takeover. So, on that note, I love you all. Peace out.
Have a good night, Dales. Is he out? Can we start talking shit yet? Yeah.
such a
Even
big
if
head,
it wasn't
man.
out, we could still talk shit.
like worse than Brick.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Feed an ego.
Um,
Feed an ego.
Here's one, man, since we're on the draft talk and all that. Brian, we'll go to Brian here, aka Swifty. What do you? I've talked about this in past shows, but now it's kind of good to get someone's opinion like yours, who is considered a high pick anyways. Like if you were in this draft, you'd probably go top, I don't know, 5 at least. I would think maybe 6, something like that. You'd be in that realm. So, how big is knowing what you are when you're a captain, for example? And this isn't to knock anyone's level of skill, but there are different skill levels as captains. So what you need with your first pick isn't what Tomahawk needs with his first pick, because Tomahawk's a goalie, right? And you know you don't need an elite scorer with your first pick because you are the elite scorer, right? Or you're the elite forward. So like always interests me, like a guy like Tom. Like where's he going? And he's got a relatively high pick. So like what's important to guys like Tom, who's a goalie, or guys like DC Desired Customs, who is more of a two-way forward? What does he need more? You know, so forth and so on. So like if you're these guys, who are you looking at in their spots? They're like 6th, 7th, 8th, roughly around there.
Yeah, I think it's massive, man. I mean, you got to be realistic with yourself, first of all. I have confidence in my ability to be a scorer. I mean, I do want people that are going to compliment me. But when I'm drafting this team, and maybe this sounds, you know, egotistical, and I don't mean it in that way, but I'm looking to build around myself. I am confident in my ability to produce offensively, right? And I want guys on my team, because we're going to be playing the whole year together, right? And this is my draft. I want guys on my team who are going to be on the same page with me. And I know Daly's the same way, and I'm sure a lot of these captains are the same way as well. Now, to go back to your question, with somebody like DC, right? Is he an elite scorer? No. Is he a starter in this league? Yeah, absolutely. He's a player who can play right wing. He can play center. I'm sure he can play left if he wanted to. But he's more of a two-way forward, right? He's more of a glue guy. He's not the guy on a forward line. So does he go for a top scorer? I don't know. Does he go for a top defenseman to secure the back end? I don't know, man. That's really up to the captain. Somebody like Tomahawk, man. Every draft that I've been a part of, actually besides this last one, where I was a captain, not in this league, in XPS, I was a goalie. And it's tough because you're drafting from the net out, and man, like, I don't care what anybody says, it's a tough position to draft from. It is a lot easier, in my opinion, being a right winger and having to draft around that than having to be a goalie and draft around that. So Tomahawk's got to pick every position. Does he go for that bona fide defenseman in front of him? Does he help himself out? Or does he say,
yeah,
hey, look,
if I was a goalie,
I'm a top goalie? You know,
he is.
Does he
I
look
was
himself
just
in the mirror
getting
and
to
say,
that.
look,
I
I'm
think
a really
he
good
is
goalie.
a top-end goalie. Yes, I
I
agree.
can hold my own. I don't need the best defenseman. I could have a solid pair, and I could go out for elite scores. I could go out for a sick forward line, similar to what Ability did this year. You know what I mean? So like it's all knowing your role. I think it's really a lot of it is being honest with yourself, man. Like, what if DC thinks he's an elite scorer? And like, I'm sorry, I love DC, but he's not. And
throw it out
I'm not
there.
saying that. I'm not saying that he doesn't know his role, because like last year he drafted Light the Lamp and all that shit. But
Yes,
dude, really, like
he did it right.
It plays a big role in drafting because you are your team's first pick. You're already there. So, I mean, you're playing.
Right.
You're not, unless you're going to sit yourself. You know.
And to further that point, okay, Marty, I'm going to use Marty as an example here because he did it correctly last year. When you take B Crips, let's say you take B Crips. It doesn't matter where you take him. Let's say you took him in round 2 early, okay, or round 2 late. It almost doesn't matter. My point is, you take B Crips and then you don't draft a defenseman till the 40s and 50s. Well, it's kind of like wiping before you shit. Like, it doesn't make sense. You didn't ensure that back end policy, right? So like if you're taking B Crips early, because he's going to be the first one off the board in my opinion, you need an A1 defense, not A1. You know what I'm saying? A topper. That's not a word. A top end defender to complement him, and then you fill in the other side later.
Listen,
just like Disney did.
Switch his shit up. Wasn't he only going to be a center or some shit this season?
Yeah, it's willing goalie as well.
Oh, that's dumb.
Yeah, he's good.
He's playing goalie.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, here's my question. To add on to what you just said, does Cripps have as many shutouts this past season without C2 and C-Dub in front of him?
No, I don't think he does. But at the same time,
Exactly.
and you weren't here yet, Brian. He played with a team called the Yager Bombs the season before, and he was just as fantastic. No, he didn't have nearly the same amount of shutouts, okay, because his defense core wasn't nearly as good. No offense to those guys, because I love those guys that played in front of him, by the way, Valcor and BC Renton, but they don't stack up on paper, at least, to C2 and C-Dub. They just don't. Plus, Marty's down the middle, and that year he had Stealth Luca down the middle. So, you know, yes, he had good defense in front of him, but this year he had elite defense, and there's the big difference. They came within one win. They came within one goal. They almost did it. So,
listen, they were on their toes, but he was nuts last night, man. Like,
he was great.
I
couldn't believe the saves he was making.
Some people sometimes will say, okay, I'm going to take the best goalie available. And then they think that it could go lack on D. Like you were saying, that's what with Marty doing it right, taking the high D with himself playing center. You have a really sound D in front of him too. But I know I've seen it where a team will take say a Crips, and then they'll put like 5th and 6th round D pair in front of them to try to bolster the offense, and then your D is lacking so bad. It doesn't matter how good of a goalie you are, you're gonna get shit on.
I agree. And Marty,
people got to remember it's a game. Not to cut you off, Rob, but like it's a video game. You know, and like,
I'll go fuck myself. All right, have a good night, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Please do. Take care. See you later. This is my show now. Thank you.
Nice.
You're playing with the same 6-7 guys each night. And again, man, to my point, it's a video game. You know, like you can only be so good in the pipes. Like we all saw how, like, listen, no disrespect to Odd Guy, I think he was great all series, but you see the goal that went in Game 7 to win it after all the saves Cripps made. Like, if anything was going to go in that game, that shot at the end was not it. You know what I mean? Like, he made a few, like, dude, some of the saves he made getting across the crease, which it was nuts. And then that goes in. So, like, again, man, like, it really is reliant on your decor a lot. Like, an elite goalie's an elite goalie. He's going to steal some games. He's going to make some saves that others wouldn't. But the D's got to be good in front of him as well. Without a doubt.
Yep. And the point I was getting at was Marty and Sober touched on it. Marty did what I tried to do, because Marty and I are essentially close to the same player. Neither of us are going to carry an offense. That is not going to happen. You don't draft me or Marty to carry an offense. Yeah, thank you. But, you know, we're pretty much the same player, Marty and I. We've talked about it a million times. He successfully did what I did not successfully do. I took an elite defender first. He took an elite defender first. I went out and got myself an elite goalie. He got an elite goalie. It didn't pan out for me, but it panned out for him because his complimentary picks were much better than mine. and it's a good formula for guys like me, guys like Marty, guys like even DC. We mentioned it is a good formula, and it does work if you make the right picks. So it'll be interesting to see what some of those guys do.
You got to play to your
And then you
strengths.
got yeah,
And, like,
exactly. And then you got like King Rome, for instance, who is a first rounder every year, all day on twice on Sundays. He's a first rounder. You just saw him trade out. By the way, that's a thing. He traded out. So Rome, I don't think picks till like somewhere around 2.
Does he have?
Is this
What's
breaking
his
news?
Well, it
what's his
happened
draft
earlier.
looking like, man?
Oh.
Does he have a big group of picks, like in the middle?
I don't think he has a
what he's
big
going for?
group. I think it was just one. I'm pretty sure he had the 7th pick, and he's the one who dealt with Pogs. I think, if I remember correctly. So
yeah,
he-
he picks
yeah.
16th.
yeah.
looking at
So
the
his first
updated,
pick is at
yeah.
16.
Okay, it was
you know.
Pogs gets 7 and 63, and Rome gets 16 and 44.
There you go.
Okay.
So he
Somebody's-
moves up
somebody's getting
from
back.
what round 5 to round 4, is that right? And then he moves down from round 1 to round 2.
Yes.
Yep.
But that's
Yep, and a guy
to
like
me
him
that's a
can do
case
that.
of Rome saying like, "Hey, I'm a first rounder, bona fide.
Yep.
I don't need another one.
And you did the
I
same
can build
thing
around
today.
myself."
Did you not? Or am I imagining that?
No, well, I was late. I was late regardless. I had 14 and 15. I made some deals that made me more comfortable with my draft. I had 14 and 15, and I had 42 and 43, and now I'm kind of more steady. I'm picking every now and then, rather than having 14 and 15 and sitting out for 25 minutes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I'm done by 46. 46 is my last pick.
That's
So
huge. I mean, there's going to be
that to
80
me is a
plus
win.
picks. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have a high first.
halfway through the draft, you're done. So
Exactly. And I don't have a high first, but I kind of see myself as that first round pick. You know, and
Yeah,
like
you don't
14 is
need
a great player.
Yep.
I
I
had
agree.
15, all right, but that's expendable. So now I have 3 third-round picks. I have 2 fourths. I'm done. Thanks. So I'm happy with that for sure.
Sober man, you made it work. You had you picked Light the Lamp. It was like 3rd overall that year. You guys won it all.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems to be the formula for. And you led the league in scoring that year.
Yup.
The
Yup,
benefit of a
yup,
guy
yup.
like Light the Lamp.
Yeah, that
That guy
actually
makes
fucking
everybody around
Hold
him
on.
so good.
Who's to
11
say that's
sign
not
up.
sober though?
11 games
was.
in the fucking 11 games in the regular season. I think we had him for.
Yeah, and I hate that argument, by the way. And I'm gonna get into that. Oh, that's right. That he did get suspended for a
Yeah.
little bit, not by
He-
us,
he-
by
he got-
Xbox
he got
Live,
the-
and it was a whole thing, and we fixed all that. But
Electricity.
everyone
you know,
says that, like,
that's
oh,
the
he
thing.
played with Lamp. Of course he has the points. Dude, he still has to put the puck in the net. He still has to make the passes. He still has to be in the right spot. I don't care who you're playing with. You still have to do all that shit correctly. And a lot of people say that about, like, the year D. Martin Berkey put together, like, 2 years ago, two seasons ago. Holy fuck, were they lighting the scoreboard up. They just worked really well together.
Well, yeah, I mean, you put it just like Daly said. You know, sometimes you go to a team, everything works great right off the bat. Everything's clicking. Everything just somehow it just meshes right. You get on and you play your warm up game. Everything's good. Everything's great. Or you get on a team, say for instance Daly's team last season, where shit just did not fucking work. Like regardless of what the fuck you did, it just didn't work. You know, you try to mix things up, change things around, and it just didn't work.
And again,
So
maybe it would have
happens.
worked. Who the hell knows? But you don't have time to.
Right.
You wait another series or two, and now you can't make the playoffs. We already saw a couple teams do that in the past few seasons. You've seen it already. Like, man, if Justice League had just made those trades earlier, they would have made the playoffs because they went like 9-4-1 after the fact. But man, it was too
Yeah,
late because
like-
they were already 3-17.
Like the
Whatever.
the first game I played with Lamp after the draft, we played a game of club or whatever, and we shit stomped the team like 13-2, and I was like, "Yep, okay, we're good, whatever." Like I didn't care anymore. It was good right off the bat.
Well, listen, man, we're
For you.
We're at the hour. Yeah, good for you guys. Good for you.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
That was
we're
fun.
up.
Now I'm dropping
We're about an
tears.
hour in here. Is there anything you wanted to touch on that we didn't touch on tonight? Anything you want to get to?
You know,
And Brick won a cup. Did we talk about that?
He did.
Fuck, goddamn.
Yep.
And
he did.
and supposedly he wants to bang your mom. So I don't know where the fuck that came from, but that might be.
That's
a thing.
gross. That is absolutely disgusting.
I'm sorry, but that might be a thing.
I'm sorry for him.
Yeah, I just hope everything plays out good this season with some of the captains and everybody minds their P's and Q's. Enough of the Rule 1 bullshit for fucking not getting to play with your buddies and missing games for fucking LG and all that shit. Just enough of that.
I don't scout. I know people.
Fucking guy. That's unbelievable, man. Because like, I know that guy. I didn't realize it was him. First of all, because he's got a gamer tag change. I didn't realize it was Omar. Fucking idiot, Omar. Like, dude, he would have been perfect here. He's a great player. Okay. He's a really nice guy, nice kid, whatever. Like, God, he was a kid years ago. He's a guy now. Fucking A, dumbass, stupid. You would have been perfect here, man, and he would have probably been top 5 in scoring. So, whatever.
The other thing that we forgot to talk, bricks. What? There it is again.
Not those bricks.
No. So, who's your leader for the Norris?
Brick City. Brian?
Incorrect. Listen.
Really? Who do you got?
Listen, I know he doesn't give a fuck about my opinion, but I don't really give a fuck about his, so I'm going to say my piece. Brick is a good player. That's no secret. Brick has put up points in the past. I know I wasn't here. I know I'm a rookie. I'm not on his level. Whatever. I'm just going to talk. He's good at the game. He knows how to manipulate his player, knows how to protect the puck, knows how to find space, knows how to pass the puck, knows how to put the puck in the net. He knows what he's doing. But does Brick make players around him better? I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I want to off myself every time I play with him.
Brick put up points. No, seriously, Brick put up a lot of points on defense. Does he put up that same amount with Tom and Cosmic not up there, with Figo not up there? Okay, how many times, man? And listen, Rob, I'm sure you can attest to this, man. Don't go ghost. When we played Victoria's Secret, how many times was Brick just dancing around in his own zone? How many times did we forecheck him and cause a turnover?
Yeah, that happened.
Exactly. Now, not only is that one of the points that I'm making, but defense, man, Norris, especially winning the Norris, is not all about your points, dude. Like, this is the defensive award.
Yeah.
Are you seriously?
We have the same problem in the NHL where
tell
people
me?
think Erik Karlsson should win it every year when he's actually not even close to the best defenseman in the league. I'm saying Erik Karlsson. I'm not Brick. We all know Brick's the best.
Well, of course, but how I don't understand how you could tell me that Sea-Doo does not deserve the Norris after the year that the Hut Heroes and Crips had.
Well,
like,
she does.
I don't
She's
care
gonna get
how
it.
many.
I can't.
Thank you.
I will
don't
eat
care
a
how
fucking
many
gym
points
sock if she
dude,
doesn't
if
win
she
that
put
award.
up 10 points this year, I don't give a
Wait,
shit.
what?
Okay, Crips had how many shutouts? 13, 14?
Yep.
Nuts. Ridiculous. Okay, and if you're gonna tell me a lot of that is not doing part to her, you're nuts. Okay, she was great. I would put Daly ahead of Brick. I would even, honestly, man, I would put Odd ahead of Brick. And look, Brick put up a lot of points. There's no question that Brick is better offensively than Odd is. But is Odd
Yes, I
not
was
more
going to say
defensively
he's
sound?
way more dynamic. Brick is way
Yes,
more
he is,
dynamic
and I'm not
than
trying to
all
take that
those
away from the
players.
guy. Listen,
yes.
I played with the guy on a line. We played pickup games, right? Every now and then, me and a few Chiefs 9 guys, whatever. Brick and I played on a line. Brick is fun to play with. Brick knows what to do with the puck. It's good. He's a good player. Okay, but is he an elite defenseman? Is he among Daly? Is he among Sea-Doo? I don't know. I don't think so. He can put the points up, but I think you really, in order for Brick to be successful, I think you need to stay at home next to him. And to me, that's not Norris. If you're Norris,
I hear you.
you do everything.
I hear you. And to put just one more little spin on it, I think this season, and this is the only season we've seen him on D, there was no one more dynamic than him at creating offense from the back end.
Not arguing
so
that.
that is worth something. That is worth something.
Yeah.
For
No,
sure.
of course.
Have to. It's coming.
That, a lot of value. There's a lot of value.
What, the
to
shot
that.
box?
So
Hold on, give me a second.
Yeah. You're gonna have to check that out because Brick was supposedly going out with these
All right,
guys,
Brick,
getting drunk and shit.
Hold on a
and
second.
whatever.
Let me ask him this because he's obviously watching. He's
Hey,
interacting.
and he's one of the 3 people that are watching the show. So
Yeah.
as we have 17
Okay.
viewers. Sure,
So he says, put up 2 seasons of 100 points at forward and about 60 on defense. Shut your mouth. You don't know shit. Did I not start this off by saying that he was great at putting points on the board? That I was not here when he was stacking the league with points as a forward?
Yes.
Did I not start this off? Okay, thank you. Shut the fuck up, Rick. Thanks.
And hey, to be honest, to me, the best defenseman is one that has 0 points. That means that person's concentrating more on fucking defense than anywhere else.
All right, another thing.
I mean,
did
I
I
think-
say
well-
that Brick? Oh my god. Go ahead, just talk.
Listen,
man.
real quick. I kind of disagree with what Sober just said. You need to have at least a point a game because that means you're producing for your team. You're touching the puck in a positive way.
Well,
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
offense.
Like, you don't need
offense
to
plays
have
a part,
70.
man. It plays a
Yeah, I
part.
see
I
what
just
you're
think you
saying.
got to be able to do it
Yeah.
all. And listen, I'm not even saying Brick is a liability defensively. I just don't think he's elite defensively. And no, he didn't shut me down. They won the series. Did he shut me down? No. How much space did I have? Listen, man, this is not me bragging. I'm just talking about him as a player. Of course, I'm not arguing the fact that he's elite at putting up points from the back end. Like, he proved it. They won a cup, man. He put up points. That's a thing. And Brick, I know. Ask Victoria's Secret who was the team leader. Dude,
We all know.
Rick, I'm not, dude. I can't argue stats, dude. Like, nobody's arguing your statistics, man. We're just talking about a Norris Trophy that we're all voting on. Like, this is what this is about. Nobody's saying no, you didn't lead defense in points because you did. There's no argument there. This is about defense, the position of defense, doing what you're
We need to
supposed to
get
do as a
Brian on the
defenseman.
show more often, Sober.
yeah. We need like a Brian rant corner, like just like okay, like kind of like you do for daily, like. All right.
Brick, if you're listening, man, which I know you are, Brian's probably doing this show from a fucking bathtub. He's cutting his wrist every single time you say something. Just bleeding out a little bit more and more. Yeah. You're listening to Sarah McLachlan, aren't you? Aren't you?
Oh, dude,
I know you
I'm
are.
actually
Tracy
I'm
Chapman.
eating pistachios right now.
You fat
Oh, yeah.
shit. Those are loaded
That's-
with calories.
Dude, okay, hold on a second.
Yeah.
You bought a workout kit and you haven't done shit with it. You just
Fuck you, I
fact-
have. Fuck you.
What, you bought a blender? Did you do that yet?
To look at it.
No, I didn't buy a blender. I didn't buy a
You need
blender.
one, buddy. You need
Well,
that
who
shit.
knew you needed a fucking blender?
I mean,
you
who
don't need
doesn't
a
have a
fucking
fucking blender? That's my question. Who doesn't have a blender?
What the hell?
Daly asked this
Who needs
too.
a blender?
Dude, it's just like a common kitchen item, is it not? Sober, do you have a
I
blender?
don't know. I've never had one. I've never needed one.
Sober has
I-
a blender,
I
100%.
have
Sober,
three.
do you have a blender?
I have 3.
Thank you. He has 3. 3, Rob.
Well, send me
Sober,
one,
give
man.
one to SO, please.
Yeah, send
All
me
right.
send me the Shark 2.0 or whatever the hell it is. Give me that
The
thing.
fucking ninja.
Let's see where it takes me. All right, man, Brian. I mean, let's wrap up. We're gonna wrap up Brick Appreciation Night here, man. Congratulations again to Victoria's Secret.
The party will
seriousness,
carry on.
It will. But Brick and all the rest of Victoria's Secret.
Listen,
man,
he's got a whole year, man. Reigning champion.
I want to see if he plays goalie, but I don't think he's going to. But if he did, dude, Brick,
Didn't
if
he
you
claim
fucking
Vezina
play
if he played
goalie,
goalie?
and win a cup, it's goalie. That's it, man.
Jesus.
Nobody will be able to say shit ever again.
Hey,
Nobody.
wasn't there, like,
Shut-
bets
Listen,
going
Brick,
on?
if you win the
Wasn't-
Vezina, I'll just shut up, man. I'll suck your dick.
Yeah,
Why,
I
yo?
literally just drive to Jersey and just drop your pants. Because if that's the
I'll
case,
do it,
then
man.
you deserve it. Yeah.
Oh wow, this shit just got real.
Yeah.
All right,
Cakey
there's
has his
Harry
All right,
Flanders, by the
man.
way.
Potter,
Anything
fucking-
else you guys want to hit on? Because I'm about ready to call it, man. People are
No,
not
I'm
gonna
good.
know it.
Fucking.
You're good,
No,
Sober. You're good.
good.
Brian, anything else you want to say? Parting words? Looking forward to the draft?
dude,
Anything?
I'm
Hey,
No,
are
you
you
good?
drafting your
I'm
pocket?
looking. Listen. No, dude, we both play right wing. It's not a thing.
He can move.
Yeah, Yambag with his mock. Yeah, he's gonna take his dad first round. Oh yeah, to play the same
I
position
saw
he
that.
does.
I was
Dumb
like,
shits.
what?
Jesus.
It's not a thing. My dad's like
Tell him he's
67.
grounded,
He's
you're
washed up.
benched. He's not that old.
Which is
All
false.
right, guys.
He's 48.
Listen, thank you, Daly, for coming on. Thank you, Regretskis, for coming on. You were awesome. Sober, pleasure as always, and congratulations once again to Brick and the rest of
Yeah.
Victoria's Secret. Good
Go
job,
after
guys.
yourself. Whoop whoop.